Hi there, it's Naomi with the Naomi Butler Show. I'm going to show you part of my process of painting the sides. And the reason this particular canvas is kind of turned sideways is I have another easel here when I varnish that I can hang this on here and varnish all four sides and let it dry. Varnish again. Not varnish. Sorry. Paint the sides, all four sides. Let it dry. Paint all four sides again. And then I will lay it down so I can paint right here all the way around and cover that. And that's kind of how I do the varnish too. But today we're just going to talk about paint the sides. So because this is in the middle, then if I hang it on here, I have to hang it to one side or the other. And that way I'm not having to reach up so high if I turn it this way. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm going to turn it upside down because this is the side that I really needed the other side painted. So I'm going to put that on there, and it's going to kind of be at an angle because that middle board behind there is preventing me from having it straight. So you probably saw that on the previous video when I was painting this one, and this was sideways. So what I'm going to do is I have my black paint, and right now I'm just going to do the top portion and show it to you. But I have two of these little plastic foam, or not plastic, but foam plates. And I have a foam brush, if you can see that. That's a foam brush. And what I do is I wet it, and when I'm through doing the sides, I'll make sure it's real wet. I'll put it on one of these, put the other one on top. I make sure there's water, quite a bit of water on it. And then I'll put something on top to hold it down and let that set, and it'll stay for a couple of days. So right now I'm just going to wet it a little bit, and all I'm going to do is just do the top portion of this. And I know the camera is not really over there. Let me see if I can switch it there. But I've got this that I'm using more than once because I wet it, and it's just black paint, so it doesn't matter if it has a little bit of water in it. And so I'm going to, see, I need to lower it because I'm short. So I'm going to lower this. I use different easels. And this one, go down. And I'm going to bring this down, so I'm going to untighten it. And then maybe tighten it about there. See if this works. So again, it's upside down. Before I do it, I'm going to show this to you. This is the painting that sold. This is Color Song 4. I signed it down here. You can see that. And it sold before I was even done with it. So I'm trying to get all the sides done, everything, the wiring, and then let this cure and then varnish it a couple of times before I ship it to Mississippi. Isn't that awesome? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here, I guess say on one side of that middle board. It's going to be at an angle. And I'm going to just paint the top portion of this side, making sure I don't come down on the painting. I try to make sure it's smooth, and then I go to the back of the painting and paint the back of it. When you have that thing in the way, there's still a little room, but this is why when it's all done and I'm ready to paint the back side, I will lay it down on something and just paint that back side only. And then when I varnish, I make sure the varnish goes all the way around through that paint on the back side. Because you don't want the customer to hang this and the black paint on the side mark their wall. So that's why I do that. So I'm just showing you a little quick version of that. And again, I'm painting the back side, smoothing the corners. And if it ever does come to the front, I always have a tissue or a paper towel or something where you can take it and just go from the front here towards the back, because you don't want to bring it down or the paint will get on the painting. So I'm just doing like that. There's none on there. So anyway, I did a good job there. I didn't get it on the front. I hope that helps. I'm going to show you on this one just one side, and that way you'll see it right here. So I'm going to paint one of these sides, and I'm going to bring the camera down. That way you can see. Alright, so this time, starting from scratch, maybe I ought to turn it around so you can see the front. Okay, as you can tell, paint has maybe come to the side of it a little bit. That's okay. You may have some texture there. What I'm trying to do with this kind of brush, this foam brush, is come to the edge, just barely get to the edge. Try not to bring it around to the front of the painting, and then take it to the back side, and on the edges you kind of have to dab it. That way it goes through, because on some of these edges there's some openness where they've folded the canvas, and so I make sure that it's really in those spaces. And this is the first layer. I usually put, and I do black on the sides. Some people do a white side. Some will bring their painting around to the side and include it. I've done that before too, years ago. But I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago I started painting just a crisp black edge on all my paintings. I think what made me do it is when I had paintings at a gallery, I didn't want all the sides to look different, so I wanted it to be uniform, and it worked out really good. So anyway, I'm painting right up to the edge. There is something on the foam brush, so I'm going to wipe that off. I've got paper towels behind me, but Kleenex are easier to get right now, so that's what I'm going to use. So I'm just going right up to the edge, and I'll show you in just a second. Even though there's not really black in this painting, the raw umber is so dark, it's nearly black, so it still works well. And again, I'm going to kind of dab into that corner, and I'm going to just take it around for just a little bit, and the back side where they fold, I really kind of dab into it. I'm going to show you a close-up of this. This is the side, that is the corner, and this is the back side. That once I'm done with the sides, for sure, I will lay it down and I will bring the paint, the black paint again, around this top edge, and of course smooth out the corners, and then when I varnish I'll bring that all the way around. So I just like to make sure that it covers really good. So that's one layer, and then I'm going to show you how it looks when you have that one layer with the painting. So when it's hanging, it's just a sharp look. Anyway, I hope that helps. I will continue on this other one and let you know more information later. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.